it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be decorating this room, my dining room, for summer. And I don't know if you can tell, but I have a fresh coat of paint in this room. If you're wondering, the color is Swiss Coffee by Benjamin Moore. And I just love how it lightened and brightened the space. There's nothing like a fresh coat of paint to really make a space come alive. And of course, once I painted it, I looked at my curtains and I was like, those look a little old and sad. So I also bought some new curtains, which I'll show you before we get decorating. And they weren't very expensive either. They were just from Walmart. But anyway, and then I have an extra special treat for you in this video. We had some excitement last week. We had a couple of baby raccoons show up on our front lawn and they were hungry and dehydrated. And I'm guessing that their mother probably got run over by a car. But anyway, to make a long story short, we were able to find them a good home with someone who knows how to care for raccoons and then release them back into the wild. It was kind of fun holding them. It's not every day you get to hold a wild animal. So I'm really happy to share that with you. Again, it's just a little clip later on in the video that you can skip if you don't want to see it, but I thought it was a lot of fun and very exciting. But for now, let's get to the summer decorating. I do have some wall art that I'm going to hang right here on this wall. I'll show you that later. But first, I wanted to draw your attention to the curtains, which, like I say, I picked up from Walmart. These are from their Better Homes and Gardens line. This is just a light filtering curtain, so I think it was around $13 a panel. They also had the same curtain, by the way, with a liner in the back if you wanted more of a blackout effect. But I thought I'd give you just an overview, like I usually do, of what my dining room looks like ready for decorating. And of course, in this case, freshly painted. I'm starting with my hutch. I'm using my thrifted soup tureen, which you may remember I paid only $1 for. And then I thought I would just add this cutting board to warm up the space and kind of break up the white. Now, this lantern was from the Dollar Tree. I have one Dollar Tree near me that carries things that are more than $1.25, so this was $3. What I don't like about it is that I can't fit any of my flameless 2-inch candles because it's just too narrow, so I'm going to have to use a real candle, but don't worry, I won't burn the house down. I'm only going to light it toward the end so that you can see the full effect. It might sound silly, me giving a disclaimer, but I'm telling you, there's often somebody in the comments that worries about me lighting candles, so I promise you, I am really careful about it. But thank you for being so concerned for my safety. I'm just going to add this pop of pothos greenery, I never know how to say that, and my lucky key that my nephew found. So recently I was at Walmart and I was looking in their lawn and garden planter section and I found this planter that I thought would work as a fruit bowl. I like the two-tone look of it, and so I'm just going to put it on this plate and bring some color into this area with some fruit. Moving on to the next shelf, I'm starting with this jug vase from Amazon, which I will link if you're interested in it. Again, I like that two-tone look that it has. And then I thrifted this piece with the bird's nest already in it. It was around $2 as I recall. This next piece with the wicker handles was also from Amazon, as were these dried artichokes. So I will link both of those for you also. I haven't brought out these black candlesticks for a really long time. They were one of my first purchases from Hobby Lobby years and years ago. But I'll tell you, candlesticks and lanterns, things like that don't often go out of style. So I think those are usually a pretty good investment. And then I just added some trailing greenery to the vase. And then we'll move on to the next shelf. This picture is from Amazon and I bought it because of the bridge. It reminds me of Italy. Now, I've never been to Italy, but it is on my bucket list. I just think it's such a beautiful picture. They have other sizes also. This one was 11 by 14. Now, I thought I would do something a little creative with my DECOR Steels cloche. You may remember I showed this first around Easter time. Although it is a pretty good size cloche, it is still kind of challenging to make a vignette that's small enough to fit under the dome. But I'm going to do my best here. I have this little nest, as you can see. I know we're getting on to summer, but I think you can still use a nest as you get into summer. I was really struggling here to use my little wood slice to prop up the nest just because I wanted it to be seen and not lay too flat. And then I'm going to add this little bird. This is from the at-home store. And then for a little interest, I thought I would just add this little stem of flowers, but I probably fussed with it for too long, but you know, that's part of the fun, isn't it? And then last of all, I have this book. Now, I did not even realize that it had my grandma's name in it. I'm covering that just because for privacy reasons. But on the front page there, I definitely recognize her writing, and it says very interesting. So apparently she thought it was a pretty good book. I probably should get around to reading it. It's called Light on a Hill, and I'm pretty sure by just glancing through it that it's a Christian-based book. So it probably is really good. It took a little more finagling with this than my editing makes it look like, but I managed to get everything in there and I think it turned out pretty nice. For the top of the hutch, I'm just going to use this basket with some flower stems kind of strewn in it. And then I have this vase from Walmart. Now I found these little, I don't know what you'd even call them, spindles, that's what you call them, in my husband's shed. But I think they make nice decor and kind of give a nod to vintage. And then here is the wall art that I found from Hobby Lobby. I could add a wreath to it, but I think this time I'm just going to go with a clean, streamlined look. And so here is the overview of what this corner of my dining room looks like. I was thinking maybe I should give these kind of a chippy makeover at some point, but for now I think the wood look is kind of neat too. Now that I think about it more, those might have come from an old baby crib that we had, one of those old Jenny Lynn cribs. I'm gonna have to ask my husband that because I'm really curious now. So in just a moment, we'll move on to the other side of the room, the opposite side where I have my buffet, and I'm gonna decorate that. And then I'll do a table centerpiece for you, just a simple one with a tray. I actually bought the wooden arch that I showed you a second ago on the wall on the other side of the room for the front of this mirror, but I didn't like how it looked, so I'm just sticking with this one, even though it's a little short, so I like to hop it up on the ledge. I wish it was a couple inches taller, but oh well. And then I have my Billy Jacobs picture that I thrifted a couple years ago for, I think, $8. This vase is from an Amazon haul that I did a couple of videos back, and then the flowers are from Hobby Lobby. They're called skimmia berries, and I will link those for you. And then from World Market, I found this little candle holder, which I think is really pretty. And then for the other side of the buffet, I have this lantern that I found at a local decor store. And I just put some thin garland and just kind of stuffed it down in there around the candle. And then I'm going to add this little bird next to that. I have one more thing to add to the top of this buffet, and that is this black vase. And to the vase, I'm adding this greenery from Hobby Lobby. It's called Silver Falls, and I can link it for you. I don't know why it's called Silver Falls, but I always like how full it looks and how it kind of drapes over. It's one of my favorite greenery bushes that Hobby Lobby carries. And then I did find a candle for the candle holder. Moving down to the shelves, I'm going to use this scalloped wooden bowl from Walmart. I cannot remember the price, but I'm pretty sure they still have it. And to that, I'm going to add some of these faux artichokes, which I believe were from Amazon. I'll try to find a link for you. Speaking of Walmart, I have been really pleasantly surprised with their My Texas House line, which I think is starting to really compete with Target, just my opinion. And then to the bottom shelf here, I'm just adding some of these thrifted pitchers and that cheese cloche. Now to the side, I'm just adding this lantern with a little greenery wreath. In just a moment, we'll move on to the table, but I'm just going to quickly show you another look at how this turned out. And by the way, if you like Billy Jacobs pictures like I do, that picture is called Buck County Homestead. I like simple country pictures like that, and you can find them on Amazon for pretty reasonable prices. And by reasonable, I mean a picture like that on Amazon would probably run you around $45. I'm starting with this table runner from Walmart. It's reversible. I was going to use the lighter side, but to be honest with you, I noticed a couple of stains, so I thought, nope, I better go with the darker side. And then I also found these placemats from Walmart, and I just love the warmth that they bring and the texture. They were around $5 a piece. I believe they were $4.98 a piece, and I will try to find a link for you if you're interested. Now for the centerpiece, I decided to do something a little bit unusual. I took apart one of my tier trays because I wanted to use just the bottom tray. And to that, I'm adding this wicker pitcher and this candle from Antique Candle Company. This is very similar, or I should say it's the same scent as what I showed in my kitchen, my summer kitchen video, mixed berry crumble, and it smells just like blueberry muffins. And then I'm adding these plates. I have a whole set of these kind of dishes, so I'm just using the 3 plates, but they were passed down from my great-grandma to my grandma and then to me. You might remember them from last Christmas because I displayed the whole set of dishes in my hutch during the Christmas season. I really should make some strawberry bars or some kind of strawberry dessert for under that little cloche, but for now, because I don't have that, I'm just going to use these faux strawberries from Hobby Lobby as a nod to my strawberry decor in my kitchen, because you know how much I love strawberries and strawberry decor. Here's one last quick look at how everything turned out before I share with you about our raccoon adventures, so I hope you'll stick around for that. And as always, if you have any questions about anything that I've shown in the video, I will do my best to answer and provide you a link if possible, but please do not hesitate to ask. This is some footage of when we first spotted them outside our picture window on our front lawn. And after watching them for a while, we concluded that their mother was nowhere around and quite possibly not coming back for them. Where'd your mommy go, honey? Oh my, you are just darling. Because they're babies, I wasn't super worried about them having rabies. However, I wanted to be safe and wear gloves, and I told my kids that they needed to let me do it because I wouldn't worry as much.
They're trying to come to you now.
I think my daughter was right. You could kind of tell that that one was starting to kind of take a couple steps toward me. So clearly it wasn't afraid, and it must have been really, really hungry and thirsty and probably pretty lost. The other guy seemed a little bit more shy, but he let me take him. Neither of them were aggressive in the least.
All right.
I'm gonna go search the trail.
Come on. Yeah. We gotta get him out of the sun. Okay. Come on, you gotta sit it down for a second.
Okay. Let's just get him some water.
Probably eat cat food.
That's true. That's true.
They do that a lot around here, if you didn't notice. Okay.
So we brought him into our chicken coop, which has been dubbed our kitten coop rather than chicken coop, although it originally was by the previous owners a chicken coop. But in the dead of winter, when it gets really cold, we put our cats in here and run a space heater. It's insulated, of course, because it's a chicken coop, so it stays pretty nice and toasty in here for them. I tried calling the DNR, and in typical government fashion, they did not answer the phone. But fortunately, my daughter has a friend who works at the Humane Society who knows another lady who specializes in raccoons. We just had to take them to her. Okay, guys, we're ready to go to your new home, okay? You're okay. Aw. Let's go, okay? They've quieted down back there. I think they're okay.
I think they're fine.
Still doing a headstand?
I don't think it's a headstand, but
There's other raccoons here, right?
What?
There's other raccoons here, right?
No, these will be the only guys, I'm pretty sure.
I guess you'd be the only guy.
If possible, I will give you an update from my daughter's friend about these two little guys in a future video. And as always, if you're interested in all things home decor and homemaking, and maybe even raccoons, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day and stay thankful.